Hey, what's up guys? It's ToFurkie here, and let's talk. Let's talk about Doctor Who. Now, spoiler alert, I'm going to be spoiling Season 7, Episode 2 of Doctor Who, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Now, in this episode, what happens is, the Doctor travels with Queen Nefertiti, John Riddle, who's a big bounty hunter guy. Then he travels with Amy and Rory, obviously, because, they're companions. But they have a tag along. Brian, Rory's father, tags along in this episode. And he's very funny in the episode. He's just like, if you ever had a person who had no flippin' idea who the Doctor was or what he did, when you get thrown into that universe, that's what Brian is. That's pretty much what happens to him in that episode. Now then, let's get into the series. Now, what's going on is the Doctor, or the Earth defense system run by Indians, or the Indian race in the future, they find a Silurian ship. They don't know it's Silurian, though. They just find a Silurian ship that's heading towards Earth, and because they didn't get any response from the Silurian ship, the Silurian ship aren't having any plans of turning around. They're starting to set up the launch of the missiles at the ship. So the Doctor's trying his best to stop that. He's trying his best to not have that happen. And he's trying to save that ship. So, he brings along Queen Nefertiti, John Riddle, Amy, Rory, and Brian onto that ship to try to figure out who's running the ship, how to stop it, or how to stop the Earth defense system from destroying them. Now, what they find is that the ship is a Silurian ship without Silurians. By the way, Silurians are like this ancient Earth race that were there with the dinosaurs. And what they're trying to... And first off, dinosaurs on a spaceship. Obviously, there are dinosaurs on the spaceship. The Silurians are trying to save the dinosaurs from extinction. Now, this leads me to believe that they're trying to save them from extinction, and if we're familiar with how dinosaurs went extinct, a meteor hit them. So, again, what happened? What's the meteor? That's a question for another time. It might be explained later on in Doctor Who. Maybe we see that moment in time where the dinosaurs get wiped out. We'll see why. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. Anyway, that's just a theory. That's a quick theory. Now then, let's go back to it. So the Silurians are trying to save the dinosaurs, but all the Silurians are gone. Why? Why are they gone? Well, in this episode, first off, I'm going to be explaining the Pond family, what happens with them, and I'm going to explain what happens with the Silurians, as well as Solomon. He's going to be the antagonist in the episode. He's the main antagonist in this episode. He's the reason why the Silurians are gone. Now, let's start with the Pond family. Brian's on a spaceship. Brian, some guy, the father of Rory, the stepfather, or father-in-law of Amy. He happens to get stuck with the Doctor on this crazy adventure. I feel like he's going to be very important in the series because the reason why I think this is because Amy and Rory leave the series. This is their last season, and they're not going to come back. According to Amy, they're not going to come back, or at least Amy's not going to come back. She doesn't want to make a cameo because in an interview, Amy, the actress that plays Amy, she states that she doesn't want to make a cameo, or else when she leaves, it won't be as powerful. Because if she makes a cameo, then what's the point of her leaving? You know what I mean? So, this is her last chance. This is her last time she's going to be on the series. However, it's not same to say for Brian, because he's related to them. So obviously he's going to have a more important role, especially since Amy and Rory are gone forever now. Now that they're gone forever, what's Brian going to do? Because his son and his daughter-in-law are gone. So what's he going to do? He's going to be with the Doctor. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a companion of the Doctor, but he's going to be important. I feel like he's going to be very important. If you guys recall to the end of time, the 2-episode I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna call it a 2-episode movie where the Doctor faces off against the Master as well as the Time Lords. And in that episode, Donna's grandfather becomes a super important part because he's the reason why the Doctor dies. The 10th Doctor dies and regenerates to the 11th Doctor. He's the reason. And I feel like Brian's gonna be kind of like him. He's not gonna be, maybe he's not gonna be the death of him. He's not gonna be the death of the 11th Doctor, but maybe he's gonna be just as important as Donna's grandfather. That's how I feel about it. That's just my thing. Because if you think about it, Rory and Amy are pretty much, they're gone. They're gone forever. Kind of same thing for Donna. Donna is gone forever because she can never meet the Doctor or else, she dies. Or, according to them, she dies. Which, when she started remembering in the end of time, she didn't die. What happened was like an explosion thing that protected her. She didn't die. But she can't meet the Doctor ever again. Let's just assume that. She can never meet the Doctor again. Same thing with the Pawns. They can never meet the Doctor again. Doesn't mean that the father of Rory can never meet the Doctor again. That doesn't mean, as you can see. You see what I'm getting at. He can come back. He's allowed to come back. Now, this episode, I say it's a side episode, it's kind of a side story kind of episode, but it's starting to establish important characters. For example, because Amy and Rory are leaving, the important character here is Brian. He's going to be an important character because at the very end of the episode, he travels with the Doctor to, like, the new adventures. He's a companion that we don't get to see the story side of. Like, we don't know what happens with him, but we do know he does travel with the Doctor. And, again, we know that he saves the dinosaurs because, he's on the postcards. He's at the postcards where Paris, Leaning Tower, and Siluria, where they put the dinosaurs. He's going to be the Doctor's companion. We don't know when, we don't know where. We don't know where we're going to see it, but he's going to be the companion of the Doctor. Now, let's get into the Silurians. What happened with them? What happened to all the Silurians? The Silurians, for a reason, they abandoned Earth to save the dinosaurs. They abandoned Earth completely to save the dinosaurs. What happened with them? They got killed. They got killed by a man named Solomon. But before I get into that, why were they leaving Earth? This isn't really tying with the story. This is more of speculation for, this is like a prediction for maybe what might happen later on. The prediction is maybe the Doctor is gonna go back to the point where the dinosaurs go extinct. The dinosaurs disappear. The meteor happens. Now the question that I think they're going to bring up later on is, what's the meteor? What makes the dinosaurs go extinct? And why did the Silurians abandon Earth? See, that's the question. So, again, that's why I'm bringing up the Silurians. Why did they abandon Earth? And if, let's say they did abandon Earth because the dinosaurs go extinct because of the meteor, what's the meteor? Because the meteor can just be a meteor. Or the meteor could also be some sort of alien race or alien technology. We don't know. Maybe the meteor were the first humans. Crazy questions. We don't know. Now, let's go back. What happened to the Silurians? Silurians got killed by Solomon. Solomon's a bounty hunter, a space bounty hunter, who kills off the Silurians because the Silurians wouldn't give him the dinosaurs. Like, Solomon crashed into the Silurian spaceship, and then the Silurians helped him out. But then when Solomon saw that the Silurians had dinosaurs on it, he wanted it because he knew the dinosaurs would sell for big space money, and he wanted those dinosaurs. So Solomon offered the Silurians money for the dinosaurs, and obviously the Silurians didn't go with it. They didn't approve. What's Solomon gonna do? Is he gonna just leave? Of course not. He's a bounty hunter. Bounty hunters never leave. They do what they want. If they want something, you're gonna get it because it's obviously gonna lead to more money. So what they do? They destroy the obstacle. They killed off the Silurians. It was a mass genocide, one by one or bit by bit. He ejected the Silurians off the Silurian spaceship, killed them all off, leaving only the dinosaurs. However, who's going to control the ship? Solomon done fucked up because he can't control the ship. The ship, like, now that it has no pilot, it's going to go into autopilot and return back to Earth, which is the main reason why it goes back to Earth in the future, and the Earth defense are trying to destroy it right now because it's heading back to Earth on autopilot. So, and Solomon's stuck on the ship because his ship's broken. He can't fly away. He doesn't want to abandon the dinosaurs. What's he to do? That's where the Doctor comes in. The Doctor comes in, and Solomon pretty much threatens him to that he's going to kill him and his companions. And what's the Doctor do? He has to do something. So what he does is, for one thing, he fixes up Solomon because Solomon got hurt badly by a bunch of raptors, a bunch of dinosaurs on the ship. So the Doctor fixes him up, as well as fixing his ship, directing the he pretty much directs the Silurian ship and controls it. He pretty much saves the ship, but at the same time he stops Solomon, because Solomon almost kills the Doctor, but he doesn't, because the Doctor outsmarts Solomon, obviously, because, you know, the Doctor wins. Like, that's just a thing. The good guy wins. Good guy always has a very bad point in his life, but the Doctor wins. So Solomon gets thwarted, and at the very end, the Doctor's like, I can turn this off right now. I can turn it off right now for you. And Solomon's like, I'll give you whatever you want. Just name it. I'll give you whatever you want. And the Doctor just leaves him to die. That seems very, very uncharacteristic of the Doctor when you think about it. Because the Doctor hates death. He doesn't want anyone to die. How could he leave someone to die like that? It seems so out of character, out of place. Now, people have been speculating, oh, well, the Doctor obviously let him to die because, you know, what good is he? Like, he's a bad guy, like a really bad guy. You know who else are bad guys? The Daleks. The Doctor couldn't kill off the Daleks. He couldn't do it. He had the opportunity to kill off all the Daleks, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it twice! So, why would he let Solomon die? That makes no sense. So, I assume, this is my assumption, is he either, at the very end, saves him and saves the robots. Or, at some point in time, in his timeline, in his future timeline, he goes back to that very ship and saves Solomon from the exploding missiles. Because the Doctor makes it so that the missiles don't track the Silurian ship, it tracks his ship, which he launches away. So, the Doctor goes back to that ship and saves Solomon. Now, I'm not just going off the speculation that, oh, it's uncharacteristic of the Doctor. There's another thing the Doctor does that makes me believe that he saves them. At the very end, when Solomon orders the robots to stop the Doctor turns off the robots. But he doesn't kill the robots. He just turns it off. And he even says that he doesn't destroy the robots. He's like, oh, don't worry, they're fine. I just kind of turned them off for a bit. Why would he turn them off? Why wouldn't he just destroy them when he's going to blow them up anyways? It makes no sense that he's just going to leave them be. Which makes me believe that he's going to, at some point, come back there and save him. That's just my belief. He's going to come back and save Solomon and save the robots. That's Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. This is my review / prediction. By the way, the review part I didn't do yet because right here it is. Great episode. I feel that it was a side episode. This episode was more of a establishing episode. It's establishing Brian as a character. He's going to become a character, maybe not a main character, but a very important character in the Doctor Who series. He's going to become an important character, maybe a main character. And it's also establishing Solomon as a character, as well as Queen Nefertiti and John Riddle. Establishes them as a character too, whether they're going to be super important or just side characters. They're going to be a part of the series, or at least I feel they're going to be a part of the series. That's just my theory on it. They're going to be a part of the Doctor Who series in later episodes. So that's my take on it. That's why I think they're going to be important. So this episode is more of a side episode establishing important pieces to the Doctor Who series. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it opens up your perspective on Doctor Who. Leave a comment below on what you think might happen. Maybe your point on it, your take on it. I could be wrong. My point of view could be wrong, and I'm totally accepting of that. But let me know why. Let me know why I could be wrong, and just let me know what you think. Maybe you agree with me. Tell me why. Tell me why you agree. Give me a different perspective to look on. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Peace. 1 second. Lost. Okay. Anyways, take care. Peace.